Welcome back, my business besties. Today we're talking about change because here's the thing. Growth is change. You can't grow your practice if you don't make changes because what you're doing right now, maybe it's working a little bit, maybe it's not working at all. But what I know, it's not getting you to your goals maybe fast enough. So I'm going to be talking about specifically how to implement changes because I give you so much to implement without overwhelming your team. Now, if you're listening and you're in solo and you don't have a team yet, in some ways you're lucky because you're going to build it from scratch the right way. But a lot of you listening already have a team, maybe of just one person. Some of you who are listening have 50 people on your team. A lot of you have somewhere in the middle. And when I work with you inside the Clinic Growth Map, my business coaching program, you often say, oh gosh, I'm excited to make all of these changes, but I'm really worried. I don't know, how do I make them? Do I do it all at once in terms of here's a manual with everything? Or do I do it a little bit, in chunks? Help me do this in a way where I don't overwhelm my team and break what I already have, which I think is so important. Before I get into everything, did you know that I'm on YouTube in this moment? If you prefer to watch this beautiful face of mine, then head on over to YouTube. And if you just like to listen, then keep listening. But I will put this link for YouTube. And every solo episode is on YouTube. Rapid growth means rapid change. I had rapid growth, hitting the $1 million mark in our second year, the multi-million dollar mark in our third year, and then selling in our fourth year for multiple seven figures. It was a lot of change, but just reminding yourself, okay, I can't grow unless I change. And I want you to tap in. Do you like change? I'm guessing you do, or you may not be listening to this podcast. Like, I attract versions of myself, if you will, but probably people on your team don't. And I personally found that I was really excited. Let's pretend I'm you. Oh my gosh, the consult call script. I love that. Oh, and by the way, do you want my consult call script? If you don't have it yet, just DM me on Instagram. Okay. Jump on over to Instagram, Nicole.McCantsMethod, and just DM me the word consult call script. I'll give it to you. But you have that. And then I'm like, okay, here's how you tracked your conversion rates of consults. And you're so excited about that. And then I tell you about JNAP, you want to implement that. And then you come across some resistance from your team and you're like, oh shoot, okay, not everybody loves change. So I'm going to walk you through, first of all, the first few things I think you should change, and then how to communicate it in a way that's going to motivate them to go with your flow. I want you to know this. If you are not an organized person, and I'm giving you, especially if we ever work together, I give you my manuals, all the policies, the onboarding, the training, the checklist, like everything that got me to seven figures. So you are following it. But for some of you, it's not natural. You don't love the regiment. You don't love the structure. Your brain doesn't work like mine. And you even worry that you're going to be too structured, that you're going to lose part of the culture and the flow. But I want to remind you of something. Most therapists and people complain about a boss being disorganized, not communicating. I feel lost. I don't know what to do. There's errors because everyone's doing it differently. More people complain about that. And what I give you is the exact opposite. It is streamlined. Everybody's going the same way. And when everybody is going the same way, if you're steering the ship and everybody is, going the same way, looking in that same direction, saying, okay, yep, we're all headed this way, you're going to get there way faster. Is there going to be the odd person that doesn't love structure on your team? Sure. And I'm going to walk you through how we can even move those people to head where we're heading. The truth is, systems equal safety. Say that out loud if you're driving, or jot it down if you're at your desk. Systems equal safety. It's kind of like our children and the way that we were maybe parented. where was there a lot of structure? Like picture when you had babies, or maybe you do have a baby, doesn't life flow way easier? They're happier when they go to bed at the same time, dinners at the same time, like there's an expectation, there's way less stress. Systems also equal safety for your nervous system. For me, I was stretching and growing, and my whole life was changing so rapidly that if I had frameworks to lean on, it reduced my anxiety because it was telling me exactly what to do. And when you're in your emotional part of your brain, you feel like you just need something to hold on to bring you back. Like, okay, what do I actually do right now in my moments of overwhelm? So here's the changes. And if you remember, you're going to know this, but the big changes, I'm going to walk you through the big ones you want to make first. I want you to think, what is a need to have versus what is a nice to have? The nice to haves can wait. Let's focus on the need to haves. And the need to haves, typically they're tied to revenue in some ways, because the more that we structure and have systems, the more that everything flows, and then there's no bottlenecks, there's no friction, and then the money can flow through and the clients can flow through. I get this question all the time. Okay, Nicole, you tell me to move to JNAB. It's a new practice management software. It is prettier. The online booking is better because of faces. The reporting is better. It is cheaper. All of those reasons. It's going to help me grow. It automates my wait list for me. There's so much it does that the others don't. But Nicole, my team is already used to using this other platform, for example. Should I do the move right away when I have a small team, but I'm making so many other changes? Should I wait and do it later? I love this question. I was also with a different practice management software. I had 4 people on my team. We had moved to a bigger office, an 8-room office, and I decided to do it then. And thank God I did. Think about it. You're making a pretty big change, but the least amount of people that have to learn that makes so much sense, I think. Rather than waiting, it's more people, more questions. Now, Jane actually does the merge for you. So because they did the move for us, that was a big help. And then we actually did all the training together. So we sat down, they trained us. They have unlimited onboarding training. So we asked all of our questions. We recorded some of our own tutorials and done. So it was pretty easy. I would move your practice management software first. Let that be the first thing. And then is your manuals. Please don't hire, I always say, until you have your manuals. You want to build the container before you fill it. If you wait and you hire and nothing is written down, you're not going to be a CEO, my friend. My beautiful CEO friend. You're going to be a CQA, a chief question answerer. So I'm going to train your brain to write everything down. And if we ever work together, I give you the manuals. Now, when I say manuals, I mean procedures. You also need the policies, but I feel like if you were to pick one and you're like, just tell me what to do, procedures. How do we do things here? How do things work? What's the flow? How do we answer emails? And do I answer my email? Do I get my own email? Your therapist needs to know all of that. Now, I'm going to walk you through a few more, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how to roll this out because these are really big changes. Then you need to set up your tech. Please have one communication platform. Don't have your people WhatsApp you, text you, email you, and then you've got this other thing. Don't have any of your team ever email you, ever. My email was only for external things. So I did a lot of media appearances when I was a group practice owner and in solo, invoices, maybe my accountant. Actually, no, even my accountant was in Google Chat. So I suggest you use a chat platform. I love Google Chat. Why? It's free. I suggest you use Google Workplace, okay? And then Google Chat and have everything in there. So you're also moving them to Google Chat. And then you're implementing team meetings. It's so much going on. And I know you want to write all of this down. And I know you want to bring it to your team tomorrow and list it all and say, okay, we're doing it all. Please don't do that because you might break them. What framework do we use here when we're rolling out change? Here's what it is. It's called change management. Back in the day, I think in my late 20s, early 30s, I went to corporations, the big banks, the big telecom companies, and I would talk to them about change management because they were making huge changes. So I'm going to share some of these principles that the corporations use, and you're going to use them, and then they're going to go with your flow of change. Are you ready? Please say this in person, not in person, sorry, but I mean face to face. So we had all of our team meetings. If you're not implementing team meetings yet, I would have everybody on Zoom so they see your face. Our team meetings were on Zoom. If you happen to have a day where everyone's in the office, that's great, but it's tricky with the different shifts. So we would have it on Zoom, and we highly suggested that they were there. If they're employees, you can make it mandatory. If they're contractors, you can't because they're contractors, but you can incentivize them. We would incentivize them with like a training, a clinical training for the second half. You're going to have a meeting. You're going to communicate this, but you're going to start with the why. Let them hear why we're doing this. And you're going to tap into not only the why, it's our vision for growth and helping more people, but specifically what's in it for them. People are motivated once they hear how it's going to make their life easier. Jot that down. The 2 reasons you're implementing all of this is 1, to make their life easier, streamline it, less friction. You'll have less questions. You'll feel more supported. You'll always know exactly what to do. Everybody wants that. Easy breezy day. There's less errors. Everyone's feeling good. Everyone's going the right way. That's 1. The second big one that you're going to share, you're always going to tie every change to these 2 things, is growth. You want a busy caseload? Perfect. This is why we're implementing the changes. Okay. 1, making your life easier. 2, helping you fill your caseload. I suggest that you're going to do all of these changes in small chunks. It's called change management for a reason. Now, I give you my manual if we work together, and a lot of you who work with me, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's all done. I've customized it. So now, Nicole, do I just give them the whole manual? Here's what I would do. In a meeting, you're going to tie it to the vision. You're going to tie it to the 2 things I just suggested. You're going to tell them that there is a manual, the purpose of the manual, and then you're going to involve them in it. Because when they feel involved, they're asking questions. Maybe they have some suggestions. They take ownership. Like they feel like they're part of the team and you care. You're not going to tell them because they're not going to do it. Because here's what a lot of owners do. They actually don't have a meeting. They don't tie it to a vision or what's in it for them. They send it in an email, which does not get read, does not get opened, is not tracked. And then they blame them for not doing it, but they were never trained in it. But before you train someone, you have to get their buy-in. In order to get their buy-in, you're going to bring up the manual. You're not going to roll everything out right away. You're going to roll it in stages. And as you're talking about, here's all the things that are coming higher level, get their buy-in, here's all the things that are coming, then you can pick and choose based on your practice which ones you roll out first. Here's the great news. You're intuitive. So during these meetings, and I do this all the time still, you can sense any resistance in the meeting, or you can sense just overwhelm. And you can even sense it in yourself, like, whoa, okay, I'm talking too much. I'm rolling out way too much. And then I would just pause, get them to chat, have this be more collaborative, and then literally add that to next month's meeting. There are many times where I'll have a bunch of things on an agenda in the McCants method and in the group practice where I just move to the next time. I'm like, you know what? That was a lot. If you want to do everything A+ level, you need to go slow. Learning anything, you need to go slow. You can't become a chef and do it overnight very quickly. So you're going to share the vision, go over the high level. Here's the manual. Here's all the things we're rolling out. Here's the 1 thing we're going to roll out this month. Maybe it's 3 small things. You have to gauge where the team is at. And I know you want it all now, but you can't break the system. And the system is the team. You need them. Now, for some processes, you will get resistance, but you're still going to implement it. So, for example, let's say they're like, we don't want to follow the console call script. but their conversion's really low. You're going to have those resistant personalities. There needs to be a change because our current framework isn't working. They may not know the numbers like you know the numbers. You're still going to get their buy-in, not on the what, but on the when. So here's what I mean. What you're doing, AKA console call script, is still going to happen. Okay. Even though they may not want it to happen, you're going to share with them why it's important. Hopefully you can shift. And this is what being a good leader is. It's influence. Honestly, it's kind of persuasion, right? In a good way though, because there's a reason. Maybe they just don't know the reason yet. However, you could try all of these tactics and you might still have just a resistant person on your team, someone who does not like change at all, or someone who's just a negative Nelly and honestly may not be a culture fit. What you could do if you're like, okay, this isn't really working here, you could ask them the when. So you could say, well, the what isn't changing. We're still going to do this. Here's why. And if there's still resistance after all you've tried, because you're avoiding a power struggle here, AKA just like our children. Isn't leadership so much like parenting? Yes, because parenting is leadership. So you want to give them a bit of power. So you could say, well, this is happening. And so I'm not going to change the what, but I'm open to changing the when. Maybe we roll it out in 5 weeks and not 3 weeks because secretly you want to roll it out now. I know you do. So do I. I want everything now. I'm excited about everything. I'm so impatient. But I love my team, you know what I mean? And so we're just going to hold their hands. I almost picture us all in a circle holding hands and kind of being like, okay, let's do this together. Because here's the truth. If you're on the court and you're playing a basketball game, but nobody wants to play with you, then you don't have a team at all. Delivery also matters. I had said, do it where they see your face, like in a Zoom meeting. Why? So you can chat back and forth, get a sense of them, really feel the room out. You're intuitive. You have high EQ. You're a therapist. And then after that, though, it always has to be written down. And if I work with you, of course, everything's written down. It's procedures, all the things, processes, systems, but make sure you write it down so they can hold it in their hand. They can go back and read it, make sure they're trained. You're going to make sure also that they have time to come back to you with questions. And then there's accountability. You want to also hold them accountable to showing up to the training as well. I'm going to support you all along the way. And here's the deadline for when this has to get done, when you have to review the script. Here's the training goal for when we roll out the script, for example. How do you feel? I know it can be a lot because you want it all now. And I constantly grapple with this myself. But here's the truth. It's already happened. You just don't know it yet because it's in your future. We live in this time-space continuum. But if you remember and lean into, okay, wait, yes, this has already happened, then you will enjoy the journey. That you won't be throwing bullets at your team of all these changes because you really tell yourself, well, I know that I 100% will get there. It's already there waiting for me. And this is a marathon and I'm almost at the finish line. But why would I hate my life on the way to get there? Slow down, breathe deep, lean into your team. They are there to love you through this and to support you. But the only way you're going to get support from them is if you show up supportive, open-hearted, and open-minded. You got this. Run with it. And I'll see you next week.